Have you ever considered how climate change might supercharge wildfires? Let's take a journey through time to understand this better. The connection between climate change and wildfires is a complex one, yet it's undeniable. As global temperatures rise, so does the frequency and intensity of wildfires. Warmer conditions contribute to drier landscapes, creating the perfect kindling for these destructive events. Now, let's zoom in on a specific part of the world: Chile. This South American country is no stranger to natural disasters, having long adapted to the threats of tsunamis and earthquakes. Strict construction codes reflect the reality of these geological hazards. However, in the age of climate change, a new threat has emerged: wildfires, a phenomenon not typically associated with this part of the world. The year 2017 was a turning point for Chile. A wildfire, unlike anything the country had seen before, swept through a town, leaving destruction in its wake and taking the lives of 11 people. The nation was shocked. Francisco de la Barrera, a researcher at the University of Concepcion, recalls how everyone thought this devastating event was a unique situation. However, this was not a one-off event. The intensifying impacts of climate change were just beginning to show their teeth. As global temperatures continued to climb, so too did the occurrences of wildfires in Chile. And as the fires grew in frequency, so too did their intensity and destruction. The 2017 wildfire was a wake-up call, not just for Chile but for the world. It served as a stark reminder of the devastating and unpredictable impacts of climate change. It highlighted the urgent need for proactive measures and adaptation strategies, not just for wildfires, but for all forms of climate change-induced disasters. Back in 2017, a wildfire destroyed a town and killed 11 people in Chile. It was considered a unique situation, but little did we know it was just the beginning. Fast forward to 2023, Chile experienced an even more devastating wildfire that burned over 1 million acres and claimed 24 lives. In the grand scheme of things, Chile was not a stranger to wildfires. However, the scale and intensity of the 2023 wildfire was unprecedented. This fire, like many others, was most likely ignited by human activity, but it was climate change that provided the fuel for it to spread with such ferocity and speed. Record-breaking temperatures, persistent droughts, and increasingly erratic weather patterns created by global warming turned the Chilean landscape into a tinderbox, ready to ignite at the smallest spark. The mid-30s Celsius heat, a rarity for the coastal nation, coupled with hot, dry winds sweeping down steep slopes, created a perfect storm for the wildfire to thrive. In the face of this fiery onslaught, Chileans found themselves in a race against time. The fires moved with a speed and ferocity that left little time for effective response or evacuation, and the tragedy didn't end with the containment of the fire. The aftermath left the land and its people scarred, with homes and livelihoods reduced to ashes and ecosystems disrupted, perhaps irreversibly. The 2023 wildfire was a wake-up call for Chile and the world. It underscored the reality that climate change is not a distant threat, but a present danger, altering the very fabric of our natural systems. It highlighted how global warming is not just raising temperatures, but also increasing the severity and frequency of extreme weather events like wildfires. But most importantly, it emphasized the need for urgent action. To prevent such disasters in the future, it's crucial to address their root cause, our changing climate. It's a daunting task, requiring a seismic shift in how we live and operate, but it's a challenge we must rise to meet. The 2023 wildfire was a stark reminder of the increasing threat of wildfires, supercharged by climate change. Now, we've reached one of the deadliest wildfires in over a century. In the Valparaiso region of central Chile, at least 112 people lost their lives. Today, wildfires in Chile are not just a passing threat, they are a brutal reality. Climate change, with its rising temperatures and relentless droughts, has ignited a deadly situation. Unprecedented heat, often soaring into the mid-90s Fahrenheit, has set the stage for fires that spread with terrifying speed. While humans have often been the spark, it is the climate change-driven conditions that allow these blazes to grow and travel with devastating speed. The recent fires in Chile are a grim testament to this fact. And let's not forget the role of El Niño. This climate pattern, which has been intensifying recently, has a history of fanning the flames in Chile. Yet the ferocity and spread of the fires have escalated significantly since 2017, following a historic El Niño event. This is a clear signal that global warming is adding fuel to the fire, quite literally. But what does this mean for the future? The unfortunate truth is that megafires, once considered an aberration, are becoming more common and deadly. The persisting droughts and intensifying heat stress the urgent need for adaptation, but they also highlight the futility of trying to stop these fires in a changed climate. And here's the kicker. Even if we manage to control the sparks, the conditions for wildfires will remain unless we address the larger issue at hand, climate change. We must remember, the fires in Chile are not isolated events. They are stark reminders of a global problem that is burning more than just forests. They are a call to action, a demand for change, a plea for help. As we face the reality of our changing climate, it's clear that wildfires in Chile are not an anomaly but a devastating new norm.